Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing well. I was going to ask our listeners, as they're getting in here, we're obviously going to talk about the POEI conference call from yesterday. Give us a rating. Give us a score. Give them a school grade score. A for passing, F for fail, B, C, D, and how you would grade how that call went yesterday. Because James and I are going to talk about our thoughts. We're curious what you guys think it went and why.
All right. Meanwhile, while they're typing it out, Todd, man, let me tell you something creepy for real.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell me, and this is not stock related, but it's just us talking. So, Maggie was outside and kind of like on the side of the front of our house, whatever, connecting to our neighbor's yard. She finds a little kid's sock. It was a size like 12 to 24 months. Right in Ilana's range. But the thing is, it's just a brand name that Ilana, has never wore. But the sock was just in our yard. Any kid could have lost it. I mean, which we don't have kids playing in our yard. I hardly ever see kids actually, but it could have got there any which way. No big deal. But one sock, it was laying there. It hasn't been laying there for long, within a day. Maggie just picks it up, tosses it in the trash, okay? Well, Ilana is in the backyard later on, and, she's just playing in the flower bed, digging around. We have an old flower bed back there, and she just digs in the dirt and shit and whatever. And she's digging, she finds something, she gets Maggie's attention, they pull it out. And it was the match to this single sock that was buried in our flower bed. It was the other sock to this pair. How weird is that, man?
That has a little creepy vibe to it. I would agree.
Yeah, like.
So Ilana buried. Where'd Ilana bury the kid?
She apparently damn filed a crayon down and shanked him or something. Like, I don't know what she did.
Filed a crayon and shanked him.
She did something. I don't know. But man, that's creepy. Like, who the hell, finding a single sock in your yard, whatever. But finding the damn match to it, the pair, to make the pair in your backyard, buried in your flower bed, buried like a couple inches into the dirt, buried in the flower bed. And it wasn't Ilana. Definitely wasn't Maggie.
Yeah, it was either a dog or a critter.
Man, what dog picks up a damn sock and is like, you know what? I'm going to open these people's gate. It's a wooden gate. So my yard is completely fenced. Opens the gate, goes in the backyard, buries it in the flower bed, and just leaves. It's weird, man.
You better put a for sale sign in your front yard.
Yes. Dude, that's weird. That's been on my mind. Like, I can't process that because none of it makes sense at all. It's weird.
All right. Well, note this today, May 25th, which happens to be happy birthday to my father. Happy birthday, my brother.
Oh, nice.
Yep. May 25th. We'll mark this date and we'll track this story as we go forward. And see if you find any more socks in your backyard or other stuff.
Oh, man, it's the whole thing's just bizarre. Like, how, why, who was in my backyard burying a sock and why? Like, what's going on in my neighborhood?
It's your HOA group. Someone's saying that's funny.
Man, I don't know. It's weird. It is weird. But like, I get along with my HOA here because they all kind of view things the same way I do.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It must be a small HOA group?
No, it's actually big, but like none of them care. Like a lot of them troll in there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. Dow futures are slightly down. When I say slightly, compared to most recently, they're down 99 points. S&P 500 is down 12.5 points. And man, I think we're gonna have a little bullish bounce in the market, to be honest. But if you go back to the other StockCast shows where I'm talking about the SPY most recently, where I talk about how like I expect it to kind of consolidate in this range that it's currently at, and then do a little bounce on the daily chart, and then trend sideways, and then it tips over, and that's like for real crushing factor in the market, I think, or not factor, but event. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Obviously, that's speculation. I'm trying to predict the future here, but shit, that's what I do. So
We're speculators.
yeah,
We're speculators that deal with the risk.
Yep.
Going back to your sock story, I wish we lived closer because I would sneak in your backyard and bury one of my socks. You'd be like, you'd be like, holy cow, Todd, what are your socks you have in my garden?
I found another one.
Next thing you know, you'd have cameras on there. So when someone walks in your backyard, it lights up like it's daylight.
I go out there next day, it's a pair of your underwear. I'm like, what is going on here?
All right. Sorry. Back to POEI. So obviously the conference call was yesterday, and then you and I talked right after it, and then we talked again later, and then we had a third conversation this morning. I'm going to share my thoughts real quick and then let you get into, you did a little more digging and got a couple of interesting connections that you want to bring up. I would rate the call around a B yesterday, maybe a B minus. And I'll tell you why. I was expecting a shit show. So for me, it was what didn't happen or what was not said to me was important. So for example, they hired a professional firm and they had a professional service and put that in place. And I thought the call went technology, pretty smooth. And how they handled it, and it went off pretty much without a hitch. The second thing that impressed me that I was surprised by, quite honestly, because I didn't think they were going to do this, they really opened it up to live people for a true Q&A. And I mean, I know that Michael Broadbent, Paul Klein, Rebecca Adams.
Hey, let's be honest, they were scared.
As they probably should be, but they truly let people come on there and ask their full question. Maybe they dodged the question a little bit, but they really let us in there. And to me, the fact that they were willing to take that heat and listen was a really important piece of the puzzle for me. That they're not hiding from us. They're becoming more transparent. I believe. So for that reason, I gave them a B. Now, I believe there's other things that are not being said because they're literally handcuffed. I still believe, and I'm going to let you kind of delve into that a little more. So for me, overall, hey, I wish the stock was hitting $4 this morning, just like the rest of you. But I appreciate what they did yesterday for us.
Yeah. So for me, after the call yesterday, man, I sat there and I just had to process it for hours. And man, that's just my first thoughts were, man, I know these people just didn't say the same shit that they told me exactly last year. And that's, man, I was so hung up on that. And I was just like, man, I know they just didn't say that shit. Like, they're going to try to kick this can down the road again. Like, and it got to the point where, I was coming out of the whole processing phase, just started getting pissed off. And by the time Todd had called me up, and that was when I was pissed off, got me talking about it and got me more pissed off. And then it's just kind of like, like POEI is an abusive relationship. I'm pissed off. And then my emotions started changing, like, well, the what ifs, when you start making up excuses for that piece of shit you're with. And then you go back to being pissed off, like, nah, this dude's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Or woman, whatever you do. And you're just like, you're back and forth on them. And then, I started digging last night, doing some research, because I was thinking, okay, Mel bought shares. He bought 159,000 or something like that. And I was like, that's a good start.
Say that again. Mel bought how many?
Like 159,000 shares.
Which is something that we've been asking for or hoping to see. So that's positive.
And like the day before, or whatever, Bob spent his milk money, bought a couple shares. I'm always gonna have to talk shit about Bob, man.
I love how you call it milk money. It's just
So, anyways, just because Mel bought shares, that wasn't like a big, oh hallelujah. It wasn't that at all. Like I don't get really caught up on insiders buying shares. If all my research lines up and then I see that they bought shares, then it's more important. But I don't get like excited when they buy shares. It's just a part of the research. So he buys shares, and I'm just like, okay, cool. He finally bought some damn shares. Welcome to the shit show, Mel. And I was thinking about it, and I was up all last night, and I started, I remember just from all the shit I have to deal with, looking at filings and whatnot, and in general, like I remember something in my past, and I had to look it up, and that was how long does an insider, like a true insider, have to wait to be able to buy shares when there is material information that hasn't been publicly released yet? But when something happens and occurs within the company, but they haven't released it yet and they can't for whatever legalities, how long do they have to wait before they're able to purchase shares? So it's not classified as insider trading. And that answer is 6 months. And I went back to start counting cards again. And again, guys, this is speculation. Hear those words right there. This is my speculation, my opinion only. Whoever takes this information from here and manifests it into whatever the hell that they want, I can't control that.
the keyword manifest it into something.
That's how it is. So this is me just counting cards. I don't know nothing, but like I always say, man, there ain't no coincidences in the stock market. So an insider has to wait 6 months before they can do any purchasing or selling of shares for something that's like going on behind the scenes, that's material, but hasn't been released yet. So let me show you this. Digging back through filings, we can see we have this 8K right here. And if we go back 6 months, on November 24th, Predictive Oncology, that's when they dropped this this filing, this PR about them buying out Z Predicta. This happened on November 24th. What was yesterday? Yesterday was May 24th. 6 months to the date.
Ding, 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 ding.
Like,
coincidence?
And the thing is, like, one of the big things that I had an issue with when I walked away from that meeting yesterday, well, actually two things. One, I was just like, there ain't no damn way that they went an entire year without making any damn progress from when I first spoke with Bob and Mel. I was going to say face to face, but not face to face, but in a phone call. And I was like, there's just no damn way, especially if they're hiring people. And they've been hiring people. And I was just like, to be where we were supposed to be at last year, and that's the same shit they're saying again, there's no way as a NASDAQ listed company that they're just sitting there and just like, yeah, we're still doing the same shit. We're in the same boat as what we were 1 year ago, and we haven't made no progress. I don't see that being the case at all. So, let me kind of like spill some. This is kind of a brain dump right here. So, we have that private direct offering that obviously happened the other day, and then someone freaked out and crushed this bitch pre-market. It is what it is. I don't think they expected that to happen at all. It is what it is. But that's not a new offering. That offering And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if there's something material in place, the company can't just drop an offering. They can't do that. But that's not a new offering. That was already in place. They just amended that, and that they're allowed to do that. So that doesn't break any compliance rules right there. But the other thing was when they said, I can't remember who asked the question, but I was literally calling them up at the same time because I was wanting to ask a question about who was the third party that validated these results. And someone asked it, and I just hung up on the phone because I'm not going to go on there and ask the same shit. And when they said that they did it internally, that was just the gist of it. They did it internally. I was like, man, I know these people ain't out here trying to say, hey, we're the best, we're number one, but they scored their own damn test, you know? And I was like, there's no damn way. But then like digging through all of this and all this shit, man, I've always said from day one.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
All right, I won't say it.
So, James just shared a bunch of thoughts with you. I'm curious if anyone picks up on what these all connect to a possibility of.
I don't think. I've always said that I felt there was going to be something that was going to happen from the very beginning because all the cards just align like that. And if I'm counting cards again and not making up bullshit out of thin air, like these are real filings, guys. Like, I mean, I just showed you. You guys can go back and get the filing or whatever. I mean, hell, I'll drop it in chat. Hold on.
Our listeners are dialed in. I like it. I like it.
So I'll just drop it in the chat, that link. You guys can grab it later. But I've always felt like this was going to be something over the other. And, you know, let's see. Hold on. Brian just said it.
Yeah. Well, several people said sell, to buy out, sell. Obviously, this is a narrative that fits where we're at, makes us feel good about what we're doing. But if you really think about it, and this is what we're asking you to do, is put some time into it and process it, and look at what's been going on for the last 6 months to a year. And buyouts don't happen quickly. It's not like you go to the weekend garage sale and you buy a new dresser and negotiate a deal quickly. Like, stuff takes time to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yeah, buyouts usually take a couple of years, and I thought coming into it last year, around March, that the buyout was about ready to happen. And you know, I mean, with all the shit of contracts, they have deals on the table, and that's always been stated that. And after a while, you're just like, I mean, if you have some damn deals, let's see something. But with the buyout, I mean, it could take years, and I believe that is what has happened. Is honestly, it wasn't that they were lying then, even though I said I felt like they were lying. Just pissed off, but
so for me,
like they're caught up in legalities.
This whole possibility of a buyout, and the whole price structure and where we're at, is we've been saying the 92%. It's actually 91.8, but say 92% from that study. It's like, why wouldn't they get a third party validation? Well, my speculation is that the potential buyer was part of that validation process. They don't need it. They don't need a third party because the potential buyer or buyers are okay where it's at. Because if that gets third party validated, stock price is gonna rocket. Which I think there's already a price somewhat or a range somewhat negotiated, and they're okay with where they're at.
And that's the thing. Like, let's just say that y'all will pretty much remember my price targets, and I've held true to them. Still, those are my price targets. Let's say, I'm not even gonna throw any numbers out right here. But let's just say that that there was a number talked about. And if this information was made official and the stock ran to $30, but let's just say the buyout price, because it's sitting right here at $1, has been at $1 or lower over the last damn year. Obviously I know it's higher than $1, but anyways, like it's been around $1 for like the last year. If it shot up to like $30, then that's like the buyout company ain't gonna be able to do the buyout. It would just screw everything up. But if you think about it, like, and it was irking the hell out of me when I started feeling like, are they really banking on and using this extension for the whole NASDAQ delisting thing as a strategy? Like, what company does that shit? Like, this ain't the OTC. You know, this is a NASDAQ listed company. Like, the damn compliance shit that they always have to meet, you know, all the reporting that they always have to do. It was just weird. It was just weird verbiage and everything, weird language. And I was just like, what company uses like, oh yeah, we got 6 months before we can get delisted, but we can get an extension. In order to get an extension, like you have to have a damn good reason to tell NASDAQ. And it's kind of really a 50-50 shot. Like you really have to have a plan for them to give an extension. Well, pretty damn good reasoning and a plan would be, if it came down to it, is NASDAQ, we're in a buyout process. And NASDAQ is going to shut the hell up and move along, because that's just how it has to be. And that's why I believe that they've always said, we ain't worried about the stock price. Because there's not a damn CEO of a NASDAQ listed company who's not concerned about his stock price. Not at all.
That's one of their number one priorities, is protecting their shareholders.
Like CEOs, their livelihoods, everything in their careers, it all comes down to stock price in the end. If we're just going to be honest, for whatever company they're leading, their performance is graded on the stock price of whatever company that they're in control of. And if they don't do anything good with it, that dictates the rest of their future. Now, you know, we are talking about, you know, Mel and Bob, who are old as shit, older than Todd. And
Love your brother.
This is, like, let's be honest, this is probably
a stock in your backyard tomorrow.
This is probably their last big company that they're going to be in control of. But man, I don't know. Again, guys, like, this is just my opinion. This is my speculation. This is me counting cards.
So just yeah, right. To wrap up this thought, Brian puts a really, I'm going to share this comment here with the group. If you were to put a price on AI technology in the bio world, like I've always said, like $1 billion doesn't sound like a whole lot, especially when you hear these other deals. We're talking right around 70 million shares. Brian's right. At $10 a buyout, that's only $700 million, which is peanuts. So, and people say, well, why wouldn't they just buy the price at 30 cents right now or 40 cents where it's at right now? Because there's enough, there's not enough shares for them to just go in there. It would skyrocket. It would skyrocket past $10 if they were trying to start to buy it up and try to hold it. It would be a major squeeze. So it's better for them to negotiate, I believe, to negotiate a deal and get a buyout in place.
Yeah, because if they try to go in there and like you said, buy up them shares, it is going to cause it to squeeze naturally, and they're going to have to drop a filing soon. And once that filing is released, everybody and their mom, regardless of whether they love it or not, they would be jumping on that damn stock, because it's just going to be squeezing up, and it, in the end, it would just keep them from actually owning the company.
Yep, we're under 3 minutes to the market. Today was a great. We hit a 120 on our viewership this morning. That was like the highest I've seen in a while. So
last time I saw that rating was August 10th of last year, when Y'all know.
So I appreciate the listenership this morning, and we'll have more commentary tomorrow about this as we do some more digging and more conversation. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Man, honestly, I do feel better about this. Again, this is speculation. It's not wishful thinking. I mean, that's a real filing, and I gave y'all the link. Could it be coincidence? It could. But shit, guys, go research so many other companies and just start. I mean, it's gonna take some time to research anything in a company, but go research some other companies in the past and like deals they've had, and look back at the filings and start connecting dots, and you'll realize there are no coincidences in the stock market. So, with that being said, appreciate y'all tuning in today. FOMC at 1 p.m. I believe.
I think it's 1 p.m. Central Time, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time then. So you already know with Jerome Powell, market's going to be in both directions. So other than that, Todd, do you have anything else?
No, it's the market's going to either go, 1 p.m. Central Time. So the market will go up and down.
Seriously, probably within 5 minutes.
Yep, you heard it here. You got another speculation from here.
All right, everybody. So thank y'all for tuning in today, and we will catch y'all in the next one.